Doug, thank you very much for those comments. It's good to know that, I mean, you're a masterful communicator, and it's good to know that you are on the same page as us with respect to the use of technology in communicating. We're very happy to be part of your effort to pathfind for your colleagues in caucus in respect of the enhanced level of technology that could be made available to them in the work that they do. Yeah, I know you've got a busy day. You're welcome to stay around there at the Business Link, of course. And we do have a webcast. So if you're back at your office, maybe you can find the webcast and follow us there too. So let's move to our first session on education. In her brief bio on the Communities Without Boundary website, Cathy King, and believe me, that is the short form of her bio. Cathy describes herself as enthusiastic and motivated. This is an example of understatement. Cathy has provided inspired leadership to a number of cutting-edge technology initiatives. She is a sought-after speaker and lecturer inside Alberta, nationally, internationally. There is hardly anyone in broadband who does not know Cathy, and certainly, absolutely everyone involved with video conferencing does know Cathy. Cathy has a brilliant mind, a luminescent personality. We are very fortunate to have her chair our first session today. She is dialing in from the rural heartland of Edmonton. Cathy, it's good to see you. Welcome. You have the floor.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And yes, I am dialing in from the rural heartland of the southeasternmost part of Edmonton because I did have a video conference previous to this. So without further ado, I'll say thank you, and I'm delighted to be here today and to be participating in such a wonderful event where I see faces all across the province that I know have stories, have participated in video conferences and want to build community without having to travel. So you're seeing the power of the technology. You know, in a short few minutes, I was able to connect in and I'm able to chair the session from my remote location. So we have 5 fabulous speakers as part of the education session who will share a variety of stories with you today in terms of projects they're doing to help connect their rural communities, to use various technologies like video conferencing, like Illuminate, like some of the Web 2.0 tools to enhance teaching and learning. So our first speaker is Rick Neidig from Northern Lakes College, and unfortunately he got bitten by the flu. So I'm going to change my luminescent face and be Rick and share a little story about their Alberta Rural Development Network that's taking place with 21 sites across the province. So we all know, Doug said it very well, and so has Kevin so far, that this conference is an opportunity to talk about innovation, to talk about how we can connect some of the communities around the province to enhance community development, education, teaching and learning. Well, the Alberta Rural Development Network is a partnership of 21 publicly funded post-secondary institutions, colleges, universities, and technical institutes who are committed to supporting rural development and assisting communities to grow through learning. The individual partners have extensive experience with online learning, particularly in northern Alberta. So Rick, if he was joining us, would have been joining us from Ruard today and through eCampus Alberta. The network will take advantage of this expertise and bring training to more communities. The network itself will have small staff charged with facilitating communication between rural communities, practitioners, and resources within the member institutions. The network staff will operate virtually over the SuperNet. Because the project has a rural focus, one of the requirements for hiring is that individuals will not live in one of Alberta's major cities. So this is a good thing. And they hope to have the network staff hired by Christmas. So this is a newly funded 3-year project. So we're sharing a bit of the vision with you. The other major function of the network is to connect rural communities with the research capabilities of the member institutions. Over the past few years, colleges have increased activity in applied research, and of course, universities are known for their extensive research capabilities. The network as an organization will not be the body doing the training or research, but will act as a facilitator and a catalyst to help communities work on the issues of their rural interests. Not all the research will be new. Some of the work will be about locating existing research and resources from across the country. In other instances, it will be restating existing research in plain language so it may be understood or used by the average person. And the concept is to put the research into plain language as part of knowledge mobilization. So over the past 2 years, Dr. Roger Epp from the University of Alberta, the Camrose campus, and Rick Neidig from Northern Lakes College have been working as co-chairs on this project. Now that the Alberta Rural Development Network has been funded, the real work begins. Organizations with similar interests from across the country have been and will continue to be contacted with the view of working collectively in reaching our goals. Part of the project will be to develop an interactive website. The website will have both a self-help section and an assisted help section. We envision a strong document search capability for the self-help section and resources that demonstrate best practices in rural development. The current plan calls for the assisted help piece to consist of a software engine similar to a help desk program. This type of system allows requests to be tracked and followed up on. The project also envisions having experts and researchers available online from outside of the post-secondary system. Some of the first year's efforts will be focused on building the website communication tools. The uniqueness of this project rests on the geographic reach of the post-secondary system, combined with the goals of the Ministry of Advanced Education, which call for greater community engagement in every region of the province. The real strength of the network will come from the partnership building with organizations that have similar rural interests. The ultimate goal is to integrate these rural services into the province's concept of Campus Alberta, thereby assuring sustainability. In the beginning, we asked you imagine a town in northern Alberta that is searching for research on water systems in order to avoid an accident such as one in Walkerton. A request is made to the network to seek out researchers with the potential to answer the questions. The search shows that Medicine Hat College is already in the process of researching the subject. The northern town is matched with the southern college to see what work still needs to be done and how they can work together. When the research is completed, it is posted for other communities to use. Here's another story. Imagine this one. There's a request from a small group of students from Hanna, Alberta. They want to take power engineering in their own community. A search of the post-secondary resources shows that Northern Lakes College has already created an interactive online model that is accessible to small pockets of students in northern Alberta. The network puts the students in touch with the institution, and a new era of collaboration is born. These may be small examples, but the potential is significant. To conclude, opening doors to new methods of conducting business are a result of the broadband capabilities in Alberta and new ways of thinking about old problems. This project would not be possible without the support of Rural Alberta's Development Fund. In addition to the extensive resources of other member institutions, Dr. Roger Epp is being supported in his efforts to establish a rural studies faculty in Camrose. So I think this is a good start to the education system, and I'm sorry that Rick couldn't be here. If you do have questions, he is happy to answer them, and I'd ask that you just report them at your local site via the Illuminate moderator, and we can then forward those to Rick. So I'm going to move forward with the session. We're going to hold questions for the very end, so if you do have them, just please get them on Illuminate. And I'm going to go over now from my face in Gruard and Edmonton down to Olds College and the Bell Center, where Vicki Dirksen is joining us, and she's going to share her story in terms of how using technology and working with a partnership between the school division and the college can impact rural communities in terms of teaching and learning. So Vicki, are you there, my dear?
I'm here.
Wonderful. I will turn it over to you, and welcome.